going on in and around this wonderful community. So we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules and evenings away from family to consistently become more and more educated about how this platform works and operates, because it is a crypto project that was designed from inception to be here for the long haul, unlike many of the projects that are out there. So that is something we can all be appreciative of with what we have in front of us right now. I know there's a lot of people that have been seeing some things changing in the back office, on the website, inside the app, and things of that nature, which is a wonderful thing because there are some positive changes that are have taken place and that are in the process of taking place. So this evening, we have the creator of this project, Miss Lynette Orton, here with us to actually share more about what all of that means, what it looks like, and the direction that that all is moving in, as well as some updates in reference to our schedules and some things that are going to be taking place for the foreseeable future on a daily basis or what have you. So, Miss Arden, if you are ready and available, let us know. And please feel free to come forward and go ahead and share what you have to share with us this evening.
All right, I'm going to do that, but I am going to keep my camera off. For those of you who don't know, I've been traveling from Arizona to Michigan for the last 3 days, and I don't know what I did with my curling iron or my makeup yesterday, so I still look like I do when I get out of the shower, and that's no makeup, that's no hair done. So I don't come on camera that way. I just don't want to do it. So anyway, I'm excited. I don't know about you guys if you see what's going on um, with the project itself. But I'm gonna share my screen real quick, simply because I want to show a graph that I think is important that everybody um, is following. Hold on here, share. All right, everybody can see my screen. I'm showing the token.
Not yet.
It's not showing. Let me come back. Let's share again. Entire screen and share. Now it's
There we go.
showing. Okay.
Yes.
So first of all, let's start off with the ecosystem. For those of you who've noticed, the ninth dot slot triggered and opened today. So that kind of took us by surprise. Waleed had to quickly do the update for that ninth slot. And you guys have to understand, we have an ecosystem that has an algorithm and it's getting smarter every day. All right. And we'll be attaching artificial intelligence soon as well. So the algorithm is going to get even smarter than what it is currently based on the community. So for those of you who are not familiar with crypto, when Bitcoin first got started, mining was huge. Okay, even I did it from just my regular computer. You actually could mine Bitcoin just from a computer, a normal computer, way back then, which really wasn't that long ago when you think about it. And but then it become more difficult. The mining difficulty increased, and so you had to have heavy duty equipment, and you had to be able to mine at high speeds where your everyday computer just couldn't handle that type of mining the type of power it needed for that type of mining, which is you've seen all these different warehouses coming in, throwing up all these computer drives and open ceilings out in Iceland just to keep everything cool so the building didn't overheat and blow up all the computers, basically melt the hard drives. So even though that's not the type of mining that we're doing, it is still the same concept. There's a mining difficulty. And as miners, you have a responsibility to the ecosystem that you're working within. And I really am going to drive this home because we're not telling people don't sell your MoveQuest. But as a miner, you don't tank your own liquidity pool. Okay. Miners are responsible for several things. One, mining that token so that you can get it into circulation. but you don't put it into circulation until there's a demand. If it goes into circulation before there's a demand for it, you're going to see all of this. Now, as minors and in a project that's only been on the market, it's only been listed for, I think it's 249 days today. This really shouldn't be happening. Those are just bare facts. I don't care. I'm not telling you not to sell. I'm just giving you some good sound advice. And so people who, if you're mining and this is what you're here to do, we prefer you weren't even mining. I mean, I know that sounds terrible, but you got to support the ecosystem that you're in. And there's a lot of holders. Luckily, we have really good holders. I would say a good half of the community are token holders, but you got to be mindful of your community that you're working within. Um, you know, this is the this is the most solid project on the market that you're going to see. And you're mining tokens by becoming physically fit, becoming physically active, or staying physically fit and physically active through proof of physical activity. The reason I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to bring this all the way. I know I could take it back to its very first day when you guys could see it go up to the $125, but I don't have to go that far. When you see all of this type of activity, okay, the algorithm, the ecosystem, what it's learning, it's paying attention to this. It's looking at how many of the miners' wallets are submitting on a daily basis. If those are dropping, the ecosystem kind of goes into what do you want, like a slumber, okay? Because it's not going to drive up the market value for sellers. It won't do it. It's not designed that way. That's not even how crypto is designed. Okay. Um, but when here you start to see some growth. Okay, this was just a few days ago, and when one of our core team builders will introduce him to you and the company that he's working with. They're coming on board and they're getting active within the ecosystem. So the ecosystem picks this up. It sees community growth, so it starts to engage. It re-engages. It works with the community. It will not work for the community. It will work with the community. What it will do is just keep padding the liquidity. So if the community is overselling the token before there's a demand, the only thing that the ecosystem will do is add liquidity. It won't do market corrections. It won't buy MoveQuest. It will simply inject liquidity because it's already got almost 400,000 MoveQuest tokens that it's currently purchased from the exchange that have been oversold. And that's the great thing about the sustainable economy that we have here, because the project could never sell MoveQuest. It didn't even allocate, like I've told you guys, the developers, the designers, the core team, no allocation for marketing, no allocation of MoveQuest tokens were given out, not to even me, who is the creator of the project. So everybody has to mine or they have to buy them. It's just a level playing field. And so that means that if you see the market value going down, it's the community. It is not me. It is not the developers. It's not tokens being sold to do marketing or anything like that, because it's against the rules in this project within the smart contracts. So when you see the selling taking place, you can't blame it on rug pulls, whales, because it's whale proof. There is no rug pulls here. Uh, it's the fault of the community, and that's just executing poor minor behaviors. Now, when you start seeing this growth here, the ecosystem will kick in. And to give you, like right here, this was a market correction today by the ecosystem. Hold on here. I'm going to, whoops. Yeah, I do that frequently. Okay, let's see here. Bring this up. You see the community. I mean, this is kind of sad, really. It is when you think about it, because everybody should be so excited here to be a part of this. That when you see this kind of growth, and then the community comes in and just goes, then the ecosystem and the new part, the new growth that's coming in the community, they bring it right back up again. They get it up to 887. And what's the community do? It's like, who cares? You know what I mean? I'm just being straight up with you guys. Like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life when you've got a project that's this stable. But the ecosystem is still okay with it. Why? Because it's seeing the growth. It's seeing that the submissions are increasing. It's seeing that the growth is increasing. It's seeing that more miners are coming into circulation. More miners are in the mining dock. All of these things have been happening now for the last couple of weeks that are positive. And so the ecosystem does a market correction. I mean, this was when I saw the market correction, I had to take a double look. I was like, oh my God, seriously, $25,000 market correction? And I just had to shake my head. I'm like, um, does this entire community live under rocks? Like, seriously, you guys got to think about this. You've got to be smart with your tokens. I mean, if you're here for a day to day $10, $20, uh, to make 5, $10 a day, sell till your hearts are content. That's fine because the ecosystem will just keep soaking them up. And then when the mining difficulty is here, like, I mean, really here, you won't be able to, there's no way you'll ever mine this amount of tokens again. So you got to think, what are you doing when you sell those tokens? What can you go without so you don't have to sell the tokens? Can you go without the latte or the cappuccino? Can you go without, whatever it is that you have that's extra so you can do your daily submissions to uh, what am I trying to say, to get that proof of physical activity recorded to the blockchain. Okay, if you look at this and go, well, if I'm not in profit today, I'm not going to submit. That's, you're thinking about it the wrong way, because every time you're engaged in the ecosystem, you got to remember, new people coming in does not boost this. When new people come in and they mint miners, it doesn't touch the ecosystem. Yes, they have to go buy the MoveQuest, so it drives the market value up, but it doesn't play any role other than that. It goes back into the vault for future mining. And so it's the activity within the ecosystem. So on a good note, Nick Nesbitt and the company that he's working with, they're building. And so that's amazing. It's starting to look like it did a few months ago or 4 or 5 months ago, when we had it drove up to $125. And so now the ecosystem is waking up again. It doesn't just have to submit liquidity every few days. It actually is working again. It's like, wow, okay. I mean, if I was the ecosystem and I was the algorithm, I'd be dancing all over the place because I was actually able to do something besides just pad the liquidity for the sellers, because that protects the buyers, or I mean, the holders. So when I come in and I see this, first of all, I was absolutely floored that it even had to do, a $25,000 correction, that the community would actually, you know, see that it got up to $8.87 and they would actually let it drop down to the $8.28 mark. I was shocked by that. I mean, because I'm sitting here thinking, wow, they can't even give it a couple of weeks and let, these guys do their work and let the market value of this token keep going up so the ecosystem can really kick in. Well, it really shocked me. Okay, this was this morning. Okay. And then, of course, what does the community do? It's like, okay, yay, I get another $10 or $20. And some of you are cashing out, somebody just, what, $8,000 or something yesterday. Can you imagine if you hadn't sold those and you waited until it got up to $35, $40? It's already been 125. It didn't take much to get there. It wasn't even 1,500 people, a couple thousand, users who come in and go in through that hatchery. They're locking up that MoveQuest. That's scarcity, right? That's pulling that MoveQuest out of circulation. And that's going to keep driving up that market value. You guys got to give it a break for a few weeks. Let this ecosystem really drive into high motion. I'm just being frank with you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you some solid, crypto advice. I don't know what people think, like when you're involved in crypto, but you get involved in all these other projects that fail. They're pumping dumps. Everybody knows you got to get in quick and you got to get out just as quick, right? Or you're going to lose. That ain't this project. This project is fail proof. It will not fail. It wasn't designed that way. And I was explaining this to the core team the other day. It is 100% fail proof. This project will never fail. So you guys got to chill out, relax, and start to look at this like this is that long term project, okay? Big time long term project. This isn't going anywhere. So you got time, you can relax. You don't have to take out those little, $10 and $20 as quick as you can, because if you hold on just a little bit, you're going to make yourself millionaires in this project. Just give yourself some time. Nobody gets rich overnight. If you do, one, you won the lottery, or two, you rip somebody else off in a Ponzi scheme that wasn't designed to be here for long. And so while you're making off with money, they're not, right? That's why MoveQuest was built the way it was. That will never happen here. So to explain what is happening with the ecosystem right now, that ninth dock slot unlocked. Now, it's in that ninth slot, your seventh, eighth, and ninth slot, those are considered premium dock slots. The seventh slot is $60. The eighth slot is 120. The ninth slot is 240. The next slot when it opens will be 480, and they will double, and they will always double. Why? Because as these open, it's going to require more liquidity, and it's also supposed to release more tokens. Now, it hasn't triggered to release the tokens, and this is what I want to really explain to you guys tonight. If you go in and you sell your MoveQuest to unlock the ninth dock slot, the ecosystem will not trigger an increase in the daily distribution. What it's doing right now is it's seeing the growth, it's seeing the submission rates come up, it's doing its market corrections, and it did a lot of this was just people coming in and buying today. But I think it did two or three more corrections after that, and it's still in the process of doing another one. It's on a pause right now, and then it's going to inject again. I don't know what time, but it'll trigger again to add in again. And so when it triggered to unlock the ninth dock slot, if the community is responsible here, you guys pay attention and learn you got to pay attention to what the algorithm is doing. You know, when you were here from the start, the algorithm was heavy, right? Because the community was growing. And so the ecosystem worked with the community. It continued to buy MoveQuest. It continued to help drive up the market value, and it kept adding in that liquidity. It works with the community. But the minute it reverses and the community begins to sell, the algorithm goes into slumber mode. It no longer does a market correction for sellers, and all it does is add liquidity. So now you see that the ecosystem, the community is growing, submissions are going up, the token value is going up, and it's doing its market corrections. It's triggered the ninth slot. The next step is triggering the release of additional tokens to be mined. But if the community keeps selling like this, it will not trigger for that extra distribution of MoveQuest tokens. You guys have got to learn what this algorithm is doing, and you got to start following what the ecosystem is doing. And you need to let that ecosystem work instead of working against the ecosystem. The community is its own worst enemy. All of you who are holding, kudos to you. But those of you who are irresponsibly selling, you're affecting the rest of the community. And honestly, don't take this the wrong way. We just soon you not mine. I know it sounds terrible, but that's not what this project is. Okay, it's not a pump and dump. It's not that kind of. This is a solid project. We really want people who are here to learn this. We want to change people's lives around the globe. Okay, what's happening here shouldn't be happening. It's only been on the market for 249 days. And you don't have to like what I'm saying. I really don't care. I'm just really being honest with you guys. I'm trying to give you some good, solid communication about cryptos in the market. I'm not telling you not to hold it because the project's going to fail. Not by any means. That has no effect on it. You guys seen the liquidity always stays consistent. But if you let the ecosystem do its job, and what it's trying to do right now is pad that liquidity. It opened up the ninth dock slot, taking AVAX. It does that on purpose because it's got an overabundance of MoveQuest. It's going to be able to really pad in that liquidity, get it up to that $3 to $5 million mark, so that it can release more tokens into distribution, which means you guys are going to be gaining more MoveQuest in your wallets. So you got to pay attention to this ecosystem. It's not stupid. It's so smart. It's not funny. It is doing exactly what it was meant to do. And you got to understand, I understand crypto. I understand markets. I understand community behaviors. I understand a checks and balance system. I understand the scarcity, the oversupply, the demand for the token. I understand how all of this works. So every single thing in this ecosystem has a checks and a balance. And for every action, there's a reaction. And so if your action is overselling the token, the reaction is going to be just to pay the liquidity. Why? So that eventually everybody's got the same market value. I mean, we were at about 13% away from being completely fluid. There's not a crypto project on the market, unless you're a stable token, that has a fluid liquidity pool. Stable tokens do. That's not really the way crypto works. So for our ecosystem to react to the overselling by padding the liquidity, it ensures that as the market value, as these tokens are oversold, that everybody gets a fair market value on that token. It will not drive the market value up for the sellers. Now, if we didn't have community growth right now, if we didn't have the increase in the submissions, this market would have never corrected. That ecosystem would have never called for that. Instead, it would have just injected liquidity so it could pad it at the $8.28. So the ecosystem is so good right now. So you guys, I'm just telling you this for your own good. I don't know if people really understand that you're dealing with a very smart project. And it's going to get even smarter. I raised my boys, right? They're very smart too. And so I have Dell, my one oldest son, who is very good with AI, and he's going to be training this. You guys will be amazed at what's, how this is all, it's going to get smarter just from AI than what it already is. And so with it already watching the trends and selling behaviors and, you know, market, the market value, how much is in circulation, how much is in the hatchery, all of these things play into the role of the ecosystem. We're in a really good place because we've got like, I don't know, 257,000 MoveQuest tokens in that hatchery. That's amazing. That's awesome. Um, because that also helps to pull MoveQuest out of circulation. So listen, guys, I'm not chastising you. I could care less. Sell to your heart's content. I really don't care. You do whatever it is you want to do. I'm just telling you how this ecosystem works so that you're better equipped when you're making a decision as to whether you want to sell or whether you want to hold. And I'm also reassuring you, this ain't your, typical pump and dump whale sucking Ponzi scheme. Okay. This is a legitimate, true project that is never going away. It's going to be here long after I'm gone. Okay. It is completely on chain and it is designed to be a self funded ecosystem, just like a blockchain. We're just not a blockchain. That's the only difference. So I really want you guys to understand that because this is exciting. For that ninth slot to open today, totally exciting. And there's so many other things that are getting ready to come into play. Everything has been submitted over to CMC. The tokens will be validated here shortly. You'll start to see the market value in your wallet here in the next very short time. Um, it'll be the MoveQuest app inside the Apple Store and inside the Android store, so you won't have to use the test flight anymore. Let's see what else. We got so many things going on right now. And all of the stuff will start coming together very quickly. So the last several months, we've been working on pretty much overhauling the entire system, making sure that the contracts are syncing better, communicating better. They're able to do even more. You guys, we've made smart contracts do things that most people don't put into smart contracts. And so it takes some work and some trial and error. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, on the Phantom Miner. Those of you who have seen that, that's another thing. We got so much coming with these Phantom Miners, and we're going to get into that probably another week or two. We got some exciting stuff to announce when it comes to the Phantom Miners. But right now, it is the shadow of a trailblazer. Okay, so it's 100% mining power, and anybody can come in, claim a phantom miner. It's just one. It's not designed to for them to mine a whole bunch of MoveQuest, right? It's designed to give them a taste of how everything works. It's not supposed to be, oh, I don't really think it's worth it because it's just, I only got this many, tokens or whatever. People got to get that out of their head. Because right now, any tokens that you're mining are gold, pure gold. You guys don't even have a clue what's coming. I can't even tell you right now. And the core team will tell me, don't say nothing yet. You guys, we got so much going on. It's just insane. Um,
Don't
and
say
if
nothing
everything
yet.
comes, yeah, I know, you know how bad I am. I want to so bad. I really do. But anyway, this token, what you see right now, this is pennies, guys. You go look at Steppen, okay? And I'm sorry, I always pick on them because to me, that's just the biggest. I've never seen anything that failed so terrible. Um, with 2 million users in their first 90 days, and they can't even get past 5 cents. I don't even think they got 11,000 users at the moment, but you look at a project like that, and then you take and you look at MoveQuest. We've never even seen cents, okay, on the MoveQuest token. It listed at $1. It's gone all the way to $125. And yes, it has come back down, but that's because the community took a little siesta while they were waiting for the rebrand of the app. And that shows you, when you're in the baby stages of a project, and we are, okay, this is a brand new project, even at 4 years old. Okay, yes, we've been building it. In August will be 4 years. That also tells you that we're not going anywhere. 4 years. We have 4 years under our belt. And this token got listed on July 22nd, I believe. And we started the mining on August 1st. So on the Avalanche chain. So this is brand new, baby steps. You guys are expecting this thing to be like full blown to the moon the way you sell it. And it ain't there yet. So you gotta protect what you're in. You guys spent money on these miners. Like, come on now. Protect what you spent money on. Let it do what it's supposed to do for you. Let it make you wealthy while you're getting healthy. I'm sorry, but I just don't think $5 or $10 a day, yeah, it's helpful. Does it really change in your life the way you want it to change your life? Or do you want to give it a few months and let this thing really kick into high gear? Because we have things coming into play that will blow everybody's minds. And trust me, if you think I'm trying to hype this up and kind of like, what do you want to say? I don't even know how to put it into words. If you think I'm trying to like pull the wool over your eyes and I'm telling you things that aren't happening, I'm telling you right now, that ain't me. I don't waste people's time. I'm a straight shooter. Everybody will tell you. Most people think I'm rude because I am just that straight of a shooter. I don't mince words. I ain't going to tell you something if it's not going to happen. And just like the app, we tell you what we're going to do, we do it. Might do it late. In fact, we'll almost always do it late. That I can guarantee you. That's the one thing I can absolutely guarantee you. But we always get it done. So when I tell you that this is nothing market value wise, I'm being straight up factual with you because I know what's coming and I know what we're doing. And I know what we're working on. Um, hold your tokens, guys, if you don't have to sell them and let this ecosystem do what it's supposed to do for you. Don't throw it into slumber mode. I love seeing it do what it's supposed to do, what it was designed to do. And so these phantom miners, these will allow people to test the system. That's it. And they can do them, they can use them for 30 days. Yes, they have to submit. They have to pay the same submission fee as a trailblazer has to pay. And then in 30 days they're gone. They just disappear. It's either called the phantom miner. And if they love what they see and they want to get started, the minute they dock miners into the docking slots, the phantom will disappear. So maybe they only test it out for a day or two, and then they want to go, get their own miners and get them docked and start mining. As soon as they replace, a miner in that dock, that phantom one goes away. So, it's worth it if they're going to, start mining with a trailblazer or higher. If they plan on getting started with one navigator, they should use their Phantom for a month and then get their navigator. Just because the Phantom has the 100% mining power. So let them get as much value as possible if they can only start with that navigator miner. The hatchery is doing amazing. You guys are wonderful. You that are holding, because a lot of you that are in the hatchery, you've already got your miners and they're docking. But that's your extra MoveQuest every day. How many of you love that MoveQuest? Seriously, absolutely love that extra MoveQuest that you're getting. Doesn't that make a huge difference? Huge difference. I am mining an extra I think it's 1.7 MoveQuest a day. I don't get all my steps in. Some of you guys are like powerhouse steppers. Okay, I don't always have the time to do that. Like I don't know, we spent the last 3 days driving 12 hours a day to get home from Arizona to Michigan. And I think I averaged about 1,000 steps a day. And a lot of that was because I was crocheting in the front seat of the truck when I got too tired or couldn't get good enough reception on my computer to be working. And so that movement of my arm is where I got a lot of my steps in. Because otherwise, I think the second day, I think I only had 77 steps. I mean, that's terrible. But I submitted, and the hatchery, I'm still getting the 1.7 MoveQuest per day. So that's a huge bump. Now, when you come out of the tier four, oh, I don't know if you guys know this or not. We extended it to April 20th. Um, we did this for Nick and his team specifically to give them the time to get their funds and stuff around to be able to come in through the hatchery. Because I would say that most of them that are with that company, which we're going to introduce to you guys, might be something you want to get involved in. That's not my game. That's up to you guys and them. I don't have nothing to say in that. I'm not shuffling you into that. But I don't even know what it is. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to it. I just know they're really great people. They're so happy. I was on one of their Zooms the other day. Oh my gosh, you guys. Talk about a great group of people. They were all laughing and they were happy. And I'm like, wow, I can really dig this. I can get into this type of atmosphere, like so happy. I don't know how they muster that up. It's amazing. Um, to actually be on a call where so many people were just happy and excited. It was amazing. It was fun. So anyway, we want to give them the ample time. A lot of them are new to crypto. They've never bought crypto, and a lot of their funds and stuff are being held. And so we really want to make sure that we accommodate them because they are also bringing back some boost into your market value of your token. And you guys can see how easy it is. Nick can tell you it's not a whole lot of people that have come through yet. Okay. Um, it's not a lot. It's great and it's significant, and we're very grateful and appreciative to that team that's working so hard, but it doesn't take a lot, you guys. I'm done going over what the numbers are because I've shared them with you guys all the time. I'm done bringing up the spreadsheets and showing all that stuff because it's just going to start to do its work. I want people to learn how this works, how the algorithm works with the ecosystem. So anyway, yes, we have a lot of growth going on from that team. We've got Brandon Ivy, who is working with a couple of other folks who have been with MoveQuest for a long time, and they're starting to really get revved up and start bringing in, introducing it to their teams. Um, when I am able to share what I'm not going to share, we are talking about the possibility of millions of people. Um, and when we have it all organized and we have it all ready and we're ready to make that announcement, um, I think it'll knock you guys right out of your seats. You won't even know what hit you. And that's what I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you right now, seriously, if you never listen to me, let me tell you how I don't listen to people. I was told by Google Stack. Think I did it? What the hell is a Google? That's exactly what I said to my friend. What the hell is a Google? No, I ain't spending money on a Google. What is Google anyway? Didn't buy it. Didn't buy Facebook stock. I did buy Apple stock. I didn't buy a lot of stock back then, and I could really kick myself for it now. So, not giving you financial advice. I'm just telling you, think about it. Think about what you're doing. Think about what this project is doing. Think about how the ecosystem works. Think about how it's not like all the other junk that's out there. And do yourself a favor because I'm telling you right now, in the next couple of months, you're not going to be mining the type of MoveQuest you're mining now. Not even close. So you will never be able to recoup it. And the market value will be so high, you won't be able to buy it to replace it. It won't happen. Get in the hatchery if you can, because that's going to give you that extra MoveQuest, that's that bump. And also remember, as the market value goes up, are you mining less MoveQuest? Absolutely. but the less MoveQuest that you're mining has a higher market value. Okay, so you're still very good when you're talking about what you can make mining with your proof of physical activity. Because as you're mining less, but the market value is always going to be increasing, which means the less amount you're mining still has a higher market value. Those of you who are banking that MoveQuest, you already know. I already know. All of you who are on this call right here on this panel, you already know, right? You know what's about to happen. And you know what holding that MoveQuest means for your family. You're building that legacy wealth. So I just want you guys to be mindful of this. If you want extra tokens to be released, you guys, please let the ecosystem do its work for the next few weeks. Seriously. On that 222nd day, okay, so we started the hatchery, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, something like that. It wasn't too long ago, the tier 4. You will be able to go into what's called the golden hatchery. Now, let me tell you why it's significant right now. You get all your MoveQuest back. Okay, we extended that to April 20th for a lot of reasons, but to make sure that people who are waiting for their crypto, their AVAX to come in, can get their MoveQuest, their USDT and whatever they need around. We want to give them ample time. They'd already put in their orders and they were waiting on, getting verified and getting those crypto funds. So we're extending it to April 20th. What does that mean? Up until April 20th, when you think about this, okay? Listen to this real close. Originally, when you got started with MoveQuest, you would mint navigators, and then you have to evolve them up, right? Now you come in through the hatchery. Instead of spending MoveQuest to mint the navigators and then spending USDT to evolve them up to a Titan, you come in through the hatchery. You're not spending it right now. Okay. You are basically depositing it. It's like a little savings account. And you're getting those miners for free. Why? Because you're getting all of that MoveQuest back. Plus, you're getting all of those rewards. 0.001846 for 222 days per MoveQuest that you have in the hatchery. You're getting it all back. Now, April 20th, you don't. It's done. You're spending it to get those miners. You'll still get the reward. So if let's say your deposit was 500 MoveQuest, you're still going to get 0.001846 on the 500 MoveQuest, but you spent that MoveQuest to get those miners. So now you're only getting the reward. You're not getting that back. That's absorbed by the ecosystem. That now becomes community property. And what do I mean by community property? That means it belongs to the community's liquidity pool. It will be paired to the USDT and it will be added as liquidity. But for everybody right now, you really want to start loading into that hatchery so that you can get all that MoveQuest back and get all your rewards. Now, when you get into the golden hatchery, you have to come through the tier 4. If you don't go into the tier 4, you can't come through the golden hatchery. So think about it, you guys. You're getting all of that MoveQuest back, and you get to move it all into the golden hatchery. It doesn't cost you a dime to go into the golden hatchery, not a penny, other than staking it, whatever the blockchain charges you. There's no app fee, there's no ecosystem fee, nothing. You've already done your job, right? You contributed to the ecosystem, and now you're just a holder. You just got them in the golden hatchery, and you're going to still earn the 0.001846 per day, but you didn't have to spend AVAX. You're not getting the miners, and you're going to get all of it back. Okay, so that's like your golden egg right there. That's really allowing you to compound. Now, I asked the developers to work on you being able to take what you've earned in the golden hatchery and deposit it in, so you can earn on what you've earned. You see what I'm saying? Compounding. So basically, if you had, start out with 500, and let's say, in 7 days, you had earned 20 more MoveQuests, you'd be able to add that 20 to your 500. So now you'd have 520 that you're earning 0.001846. So the golden hatchery is going to have a lot of perks. Let me see, what else do I have to add? I don't know. I'm just super excited, you guys. I saw the ecosystem call for those major corrections today, the market corrections, the phantom miner that's come out, um, what we have coming in the future. Boosts are going to be released probably here in the next few days. We got a lot of things that are coming. Um, and the leasing, okay, we're kind of given it a little bit of time. Um, it's not because we don't want to release it yet, but we want to see how the phantom miners are received first. And we want to make sure that if they're like on the referral side of things. So as people come in with a phantom miner and they use an activation code, and then we want to make sure that if they lease miners, those don't go in the mining dock. We got to make sure the phantom disappears and then the activation continues to follow into leasing. We're just doing some double checks. We want to make sure that um, we've got, the dashboard done correctly. We got to have all the training videos up. I think those are pretty well done. So we're really wrapping things up over the next 2 to 3 weeks. You'll really start seeing this come together and kind of make its grand entrance as MoveQuest to the world. And then our final, I don't want to call it our final because knowing myself and our core team, the developers, and we've all got crazy ideas for the future. But as far as our roadmap goes, um, challenges would be all that was left to add to the ecosystem. And then we start moving into a lot more advanced pieces of this project because there's so much more we want to do, but we want to at least get our roadmap fulfilled. So, you guys, I could ramble on for another hour, seriously. Um, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. I think I got everything across that I needed to. Please don't be offended when I tell you for the community to change their behaviors when it comes to the selling. I want to give you guys like true facts. I really don't want to see people. I do say from time to time, I can't wait until these people who have been selling like crazy are kicking themselves because you guys will. You'll be kicking your own butt. I really don't want to see that. I really, this I created this to change lives. Let it change your life. Seriously. Let it change your life. Let it change the people who are here. Let it change their life too. Don't be greedy. Don't oversell. Treat it like it's meant to be. This is the most amazing project you will ever be a part of. Yes, I'm arrogant. Yes, I'm egotistical. Why? Because I know what I've created. I know what's here. I know the time it took the developers to put this together. I know the time that Waleed has spent on this to do it the way I wanted it done. Nobody else has done this. Nobody else wanted to spend that kind of money. Nobody wanted to put that kind of time in. Who else put all that time into a project to see if it might take off? Right? A project is no good if it sits on a shelf collecting dust. But this is like Bitcoin. I'm sorry, it really is. It's better than Bitcoin, and you'll see that in the next few years. But it's solid, and it will take off. The community determines how long it's going to take. So all I'm trying to tell you is you got a community of people who are here for the right reasons. And those of you who oversell the token before the demand is here, you're not being fair to your other fellow community people who are here to mine too. They want this to change their lives. So let it. Let it change their lives. Let it change your life. What you're doing to the token right now is not life changing. It's amazing and it's fun and it's still stable and it's still solid, but that it's not doing what it was intended to do. It's intended to make you all wealthy. Like you guys don't even know how stupid wealthy you can become off this. It's they have, when I start going over numbers and stuff, they're almost unbelievable. So, any questions, Herschel? Where do we go next?
All right. Yes, yes, yes. We do have questions. But no,
Yeah,
just some great, wonderful information. Excited to see the work Nick has been putting in specifically, not just Nick, but everybody that's been
everybody is. Yeah,
helping bring, more and more people to the community and making, just enhancing the awareness of everything that we're doing and everything that's going on over
Yeah,
here.
let me add to that real quick, Herschel, too. I want everybody to understand. I hope you don't. I know there's a lot of people working in the community. It's not just Nick. So understand that the only reason I'm specifically talking about Nick is because I communicate a lot with him. And so I know some of the painful steps and processes that he's going through. And a lot of you already know what you're doing and you're building too. So let me just make it real clear. I appreciate everybody who's helping bring this project where it needs to go. I'm not in any way trying to just single out as, oh, Nick is the only one building. He's not. There's a lot of really awesome builders here. So you're all appreciated. I just know because I am working with Nick on a regular basis. He's, messaging me, Herschel. I'm sure you're working with him too. So you kind of know. And that's why, um, in fact, I'm going to be going out to Vegas on what I think it's the 17th and 18th. They'll be out there. If any of you are near Vegas, maybe you can pop in. I'll get the information and you can introduce yourselves and meet some of the other MoveQuesters.
Can't.
Hmm.
Perfect, perfect. But yes, we have a couple questions I wanted to see if you could address real quick. Um, One specifically from, and I apologize because the Zoom chat has the name truncated. I'm not sure if it was Jeannie or Jean or Jennifer. I'm not sure, but her question was in relation to the hatchery. I believe she was unable to collect. She didn't go into tier four. She went into tier two,
Hmm.
and she wanted to go into tier four. So she was willing to go ahead and cancel it early so that she could get those tokens out and get them into tier four. Is there, I think I remember you saying something at one point, but that was paused or something? Or is that open, or should she be able to?
No, that is paused. So here's what happened. The developers, when we went in, we had some issues with one of the hatchery contracts when we first put it up. And what ended up happening was they had to go in and redo that contract. And then they had to migrate everybody from the original hatchery into the new hatchery contract. And some of instead of pausing the hatchery, they allowed people to still create cards, submit, and claim. So some of them kind of got like stuck in the middle of the migration and it duplicated. So we have people, we only have out of all the people that experience this, two, and thank you for that, came to us and said, you know what? Somehow I got double the move class and I got double the hatchery cards. Well, that is because of the migration. And so it it left them in one contract, carried over into another contract, duplicated them, and so people were claiming two. And there was a total of like 4,000 MoveQuest that were, duplicated. And so what we've done, there's not many cards left. And if you're unable to collect those MoveQuests, so on your in the hatchery, there's a little arrow to the right of your screen. Click it, and you'll see if you've got an active card. Send over and we'll hopefully have a ticket system right on site, but either get it into Discord or email us at hello@movequest.com. I am changing the email servers because the email server we're using is absolutely terrible. We're not getting all of our emails, half of them bounce. It's really bad. Um, and the developer will release them to you from that old hatchery contract. So we just got to have the wallet address. So they are, if that is that answering that question?
Yes, I believe so. And that doesn't matter whether you was in tier one, two, three, any of those, the situation is working the same way, correct?
Well, I don't think you're not supposed to be able to cancel tier one, two, three, or four. So it would have been the original hatchery. So tier one, two, three, and four, those are the ones where you're receiving the rewarded move quest daily. Those aren't cancelable. So it was the original hatchery where you would deposit and you'd get the miners. And if they canceled those cards, they were supposed to get, I would be sending them manually the miners from the canceled cards and they would have gotten their
Okay.
MoveQuest back.
So I'm getting clarification here. What she's saying is, and I apologize if I mistook that. She's in tier one and they are ready to collect, but the collect button is not working. Is that something we need to get with customer service with?
You need to send me that wallet address, Herschel. So if you can get that wallet address from her, listen, I need to have the developer look at that because if it is tier one, she should be able to claim them with no issue. And
Okay.
that is not paused. Tier one, two, three, and four is not a paused contract.
Okay, so Janine should put that's a private message, so put that in there real quick, and I will copy that and get that over to Miss Lynette so she can see if we can get that squared away for you.
Yep.
All right, and then we have Miss Kathy, and some other people may have this same situation, Lynette. I know earlier today you were saying that on the ninth docking slot, that there may be an update on the iPhones that keeps that from taking place right now. Is that still the case or no?
Yes. Yep, that is. So we're waiting on Apple to validate the update. Android already has. So if you are unable to unlock it from the dock slot or inside the app, you have to do it on a website
Okay. Okay. So that
until
should not be
Apple,
any
if you're using
problem.
an iPhone.
Okay.
Androids have no issue on the app or the website, but if you're using an Apple phone, an iOS device, and we're just waiting on Apple to validate. It'll probably be in the morning. So if you want to unlock that ninth slot, you have to do it on the actual website, and you can do it on your phone if you log in through your MetaMask or your whatever DApp wallet you're using. But you won't be able to go into the app if you're an iOS user to unlock the ninth dock slot until Apple validates the update. There was a bug in the uh, not hatchery, but in the ninth slotted dock slot, and so we found it, killed it, submitted the update, and we're just waiting on Apple to validate it.
Okay. And I am just so I don't forget um tokens from
Now, anybody who's experiencing issues with the app, there are 3 updates that you have to do. So if you're using an Android, you have to go to the Google Play Store. You have to update 3 times. Actually, 4 because of the dock. So since yesterday, there's been 4 app updates. So if you're missing history in your token submissions, any of that stuff in the app, it's because you haven't completed all of the updates. So it's not just an update that you have to do. There's a total of 4 for Androids right now that have to be done. You have to make sure your phone is also up to date because we stay current with what Apple and Android are doing with our updates. So if your phone's not updated, our updates won't work for you. And if you haven't gone through all 4 updates for an Android, then you do not have the latest version. It will work on your Mac. I've tested it, Kathy. I'm not sure. Make sure you have enough MoveQuest or AVAX. I'm sorry, AVAX in your wallet. If you are still having an issue, make sure you get that wallet address either into Discord. Somehow get it to us so that I can have the developer look at it. But we have tested, and we've had people test and try it, and we've not had one person that hasn't been able to do it. So I would have to see that particular situation. I'm not saying that you're not having the issue. I'm just saying that if it is, we haven't been able to uh, find that or isolate it. So if you are having it, then that would be great for us to be able to see why.
and looking here. Um you've already sent out all from the old hatchery, you've already sent out all of the remaining miners from there.
No, I think I still have about 25 wallets. See, here's what happens. I wait for people to get me their information. I only have so much time in a day. So when I work on those, I stick right to my computer and get them done. And then we've got people that straggle in late or your emails bounce and I didn't get the information. And then it takes me time to get back to it. So I have people that I was waiting on information from them, didn't get it. And so now that I'm back home, it'll be a lot easier for me. I can actually lock myself into my office and I'm going to be able to get more work done and get caught up on that. But I would say there's probably about anywhere from 30 to 50 wallets left that I have to go in and verify and get them out. So just be patient with me. You will get them. And now that I'm, like I said, I'm back home, I can start getting things, some of these little things knocked out.
I know we have a couple other panelists here with us this evening as well. If any of you guys have any input, any questions, or anything that you'd like to address, I know we have some exciting things taking place as far as the week or the rest of this week, weekend, next week, in reference to especially these phantom minors that are there. Because I mean, I want you guys to think about the people that you've talked to before that said no, or that said, you know, that's it, that sounds interesting, but I don't have the funds, or whatever the case may be. Here's our opportunity to circle back around to those individuals now, when you know they can put as little as $5 or $6 worth of AVAX into a wallet and now be able to go and mine for the next month to at least see what the ecosystem is about and how it actually operates and functions, and get to experience, you know, what we're looking at experiencing over the next 30 to 45 days. And as some of these other things start coming to the fore, if you will. So as far
Let me
as
also, just one more thing while I'm thinking on it here. Um, just slipped my mind too. I saw somebody just ask the question. Oh, the B&B side of things. That if you're still seeing a high submission fee, you have not properly updated through the all the updates, because that was um, an issue that they fixed yesterday, late last night. So you still have to update. So I can't give you a reason for it other than sometimes when we update, there will be a glitch here and there that has to be found and fixed. And that have happened with the Binance Smart Chain. It's already been fixed, addressed. All you have to do is update the app and you won't see that as an issue anymore.
right, and I believe CD asked a question in reference to March Madness. That is actually what I'm referring to now. Know that because the month of March is now past us, we're in April now. That same, what we were waiting on was for these phantom wild miners to be available, so that we as a community could actually, you know, offer that to help build the community. Now, instead of March Madness, we'll be going into more of a move mania for the month of April. And a lot of it will be highlighted, we'll be highlighting the phantom miners in that. And yes, I do know that, I'm not sure, Lynette, if you can tell me, but uh, training videos or walkthrough videos, and we're talking the basic things here, you know, how to buy crypto, how to create a wallet, the things that kind of hinder or stifle the start for a person that knows absolutely nothing about crypto. Some, you know, kind of videos that will actually take them by the hand and kind of walk them through that process. Creating a wallet, buying crypto, how to navigate the website, you know, buy their miners, dock their miners, set up the phone, you know, Android, iOS. Those are the videos that were being referenced or what have you. So if I know 80%, if not more, of those videos have been done, your 30-second elevator marketing video, you know, your teaser reels, your full-blown presentation recorded. Um, I forget all the rest of them off the top of my head, but I know it's about 10 to 15 different videos that are being made available, and they will be all on the website under Help Center, MoveQuest under Help Center in the left-hand column down at the bottom. So those should start coming on board, um, hopefully as fast as our graphics guys can actually upload them, or whatever. But I do know that those have been done. So no, that was not scrapped. It was just delayed. So the branding behind it and the marketing behind it. And yes, we should have more flyers and things like that to help promote so everybody can post on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, text message, emails, or whatever the case may be, to have some tools in order to do that. In addition to that, Mr. Ivy and Monita Casa, what they've done is they have expanded their overview presentations from just Tuesdays and Mondays and Wednesday to now
Yeah, it
they're
was
those
Monday and Wednesday, now every day.
every day, Monday through Friday, or is that
Friday,
Monday through
yes.
Sunday? Monday,
No, no. Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. And I know Miss Lynette is working on having a calendar put onto the MoveQuest website so that everybody will have schedules and links where you will be able to go, so you will know exactly what time and who's doing what presentation and the links to actually go to, so you won't have to go and fumble to find where that information is. So that should be updated hopefully here within the next 24 to 48 hours, if not tonight. I do know that the majority of that calendar has been completed. In addition to the calls that Mr. Ivy and Marnita are going to be doing, there will be another round of calls in the evenings or what have you that will be hosted by multiple individuals. But these calls are being designed to be between 30 to 45-minute overview and get started calls for individuals that are just hearing about and seeing MoveQuest, or that want to leverage the phantoms or just get started, period. So a lot more opportunities for people to see, hear, and understand, and to plug people into. And this is starting immediately. As
Yep. Let me
in,
also,
what?
no, just one more thing. I just seen another question come up. Somebody was asking why AVAX for the ninth slot. That is because right now the ecosystem has already purchased. I mean, it's got well over 400,000 MoveQuest tokens that it needs to pair to USDT for liquidity. And so the ninth slot, it will change from MoveQuest to AVAX and AVAX to MoveQuest. So if the algorithm sees that people are, and it tracks, so it'll see, okay, well, it sold MoveQuest for USDT, and then it unlocked the ninth slot. Okay, it will see that, and then it'll go, okay, so now we need to move to MoveQuest. So then it will start requiring MoveQuest in the ninth slot so that it can balance out what is taking place in the ecosystem. So right now it's AVAX. Why? Because it sees that the growth is coming in, the submissions are increasing, there's more miners, and so it's trying to get the AVAX to convert to USDT to pair to MoveQuest to even inject more liquidity. Now, if it starts to see the selling of MoveQuest, right? Those of you that are holding it and then unlocking the DAC slot, then what it'll do is it'll swap out. It'll say, okay, now we're going to take MoveQuest. So now instead of you having to sell the MoveQuest, you have to buy the MoveQuest to unlock the mining DAC slot. But then the only thing that can happen with that MoveQuest is it goes back into the vault until it can be paired to USDT. So if people are not overselling the MoveQuest token and you're unlocking that slot with AVAX, you're going to see that liquidity pool get really deep. And that's what it's trying to do right now. And once that liquidity pool is deeper, then it can release more tokens for distribution daily. So instead of 2,500 going out a day, maybe it'll go up to 3,000. It just depends on what the system is doing. And it will come back and say, this is what it should be at. So I'm really hoping everybody pays attention to that. I'm not telling you can't sell the MoveQuest to convert it, to AVAX to unlock that slot, but I'm just letting you know what the ecosystem will do. So if it does see that, then when you come in to try to do that ninth doc slot, if it says MoveQuest, you'll have to do MoveQuest, and then you'll know that the ecosystem is telling us that too much MoveQuest has been sold, and it needs to bring in more MoveQuest, and so it'll put that back into that ninth slot, and it'll start taking in the MoveQuest.
Perfect. All right. Let me see. Brandon, you have anything? Corey, Hayden, anything from you or Nick?
No, sir, nothing new to add.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
you know what? I'd like to say a special shout out to the MoveQuest Nation and also take this opportunity to on behalf of the MoveQuest Nation, just say thank you to Lynette. Thank you to Lynette for hanging out with us tonight, for being consistently sharing information on a weekly basis. It's very rare that you get an opportunity to hear from someone so high up in the ecosystem with regards to this project. You know, you're dealing right with the top. You're getting information right from the source, and that is absolutely rare. So thank you so much, Lynette, for all that you do for the community, not just on this call, but after this call is done. Lynette is probably still working on the project. You know, I don't even know where she finds time to sleep, but I know she gets a chance to take some downtime and ride her motorcycle like myself and take care of herself. You know, so I just wanted to say thank you for all that you do. Same with you, Herschel. You know, you're an absolute legend, and we really appreciate you. We appreciate all the work that you do in the trenches. You know, you're an absolute G when it comes to bringing value to the ecosystem. And that being said, everybody, you know, now is the time. Now is the time to kick this into overdrive. I know many of us, you know, we're out here, you know, just fine tuning how we contribute to this project, whether that be learning how to maximize our steps, our calorie burns, and everything that we do to be as powerful as possible within this platform. And sometimes it's a little bit of a learning curve, you know. But a lot of people went on pause. A lot of people went on pause, you know, hoping that the new app was going to be launched, the new website was going to be launched, the onboarding process was going to be easier, and all this kind of stuff. However, that's the absolute wrong approach when it comes to expanding this community. Everything that we need to be very successful and powerful is right here, right now. Now is the time to share this aggressively or casually. It doesn't take much. And for those of you who, you know, are a little bit shy to share, just get yourself out of the way and invite somebody to take a look at the project through one of the avenues that Herschel was mentioning, especially over the next few days with these blitzes that we're going to be running. There is gonna be an overview event almost every hour of the day. Just check out the schedule. You're gonna be able to see what's going on, who's doing what, and it's designed for new people. So invite someone new to take a look at what's going on. This project is lit. These events are gonna be lit. This is a blitz. There's a lot of information coming down the pipeline, a lot of cool things that were not around when we first started. You know, so I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to hanging out with all of you this week. I'm personally doing an event on Saturday and Sunday, 12 o'clock noon, 7 o'clock p.m., and 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, you'll see the list and what those time slots translates to in the country and time zone that you're in. But my sincere advice is just stay on the pulse of what's going on and plug into this system. There is nothing on the planet as good as this project. Getting paid and compensated to be the best version of yourself, it does not get any easier than that. Anybody who has difficulty resonating with this, they need a checkup from the neck up. Back over to you, Herschel.
All right. All right. We need to start the
I
call.
like that. You need a checkup from the neck up.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Ending on a little fire. Listen, guys, I apologize if there's any questions. Man, if you can see if they just run through here real fast and it's hard to read them all and respond to them all in this call. But I know I was communicating with Kathy. I believe she's already jumped off. If you are still here, shoot me a message and we can, you know, see if we can get your problem resolved. If not, guys, go to the Discord, put your questions in, have those conversations. There may be other people that can answer them as well. If not, tomorrow, jump on the call with support or just reach up line. And the community will help get your questions answered. So for the sake of time, I want to thank everybody yet again for joining us this evening to get updated. Don't forget for those of you, I want to make this important. For those of you that may share this with other people, just know that if you are already mining within the MoveQuest ecosystem and you go to your account, you will not see a phantom miner available. or the ability to get a phantom miner because you already have miners docked. Only when a person signs up with a new wallet that does not have any miners docked will they be able to see the phantom miner there. They do not have to pay to undock to open a docking slot. They do not have to do anything. Matter of fact, it only says claim. It only says claim. That phantom miner has the mining capacity of a trailblazer, 100% mining capacity. They will be able to literally, because I believe those are like 13, 14 cents a day. Literally for $5 to $6, that person will be able to connect, pay that gas fee, claim their miner on chain, pay that gas fee, and submit for 30 days for about $5 or $6 in AVAX. That's all they need to do. Everything else is just what we're already familiar with, is downloading the app and connecting whatever fitness app you want, whether it be Android or Apple, and start mining. And they'll get the experience of a month. From there, they can just multiply whatever it is that they're doing times 8 and now times 9, so that they can see what that would look like if they fill those spots with other miners or what have you. And, that's where the fun begins. But I want everybody to think about this. We've seen what happens with a small group of individuals coming on board. And we're talking, I know Nick is busting his butt, but in the grand scheme of things, we're talking about a small number. So I want you to think about it. If everybody that's in this ecosystem right now shared with one person, just one, divide 6,000 people. And I don't even know what the real number is, Miss Lynette, but let's just say it's 6,000 people here. Divide that by 8. Divide that by 8. And if everybody here right now, 6,000 people in this ecosystem got one friend or family member to come on board for that $5 or $6 for the next 30 days, every 8 people well, I'd say 9 now, but every 9 people would be the equivalent of one person coming in with 9 trailblazers. Understand that the submissions is what fuels the liquidity and fuels this ecosystem. That's platform participation. Platform participation. So you divide, that's like adding another 900 people. If my math is somewhere close to, right, 700, 800 people, whatever that number is, it's significant, is what I'm trying to get across. That is significant, having that extra liquidity coming in on a daily basis. And a large majority of those individuals, I believe, will want to continue participating within this ecosystem after that 30 days is up. And we will be able to see the growth and the multiplicity that comes from our efforts, just bringing in a handful of people just to try it out, for $5 or $6 for the next 30 days. I believe as a community, we can actually do that. Boy, I don't like that number, Lush, but let's just say 667 people mining 9 or what have you. But, that's neither here nor there. But I just wanted to leave that with you guys. And the sign-up process is easy. We do have videos that will be up that show this process, from a person and this is for people that have zero experience in the crypto space, how to buy some crypto, how to set up a DeFi wallet, why they're clicking this button, what's meant for this, why they have to do that, all of that kind of stuff. So all the explaining that we used to do goes away, unless you just want to. And it's great to have that hands-on experience with people, out the gate. But now we actually have the tools for those individuals to be able to share with others as well. And that's where I believe we start getting into that duplicatable realm, if you will, of being able to really see some momentum take place with this program as we go into the end of spring, early summer, and beyond. So with that being said, everybody, I appreciate you yet again for being here with us, and we will see you on tomorrow's calls. The first one will be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Health 2, and that's Health TO Wealth.live. And just pay attention to the Discord group and hopefully on the website, if not tomorrow, the next day, for the ongoing schedule of all the different calls, the times, and presenters, and so forth. Until then, everybody, y'all have a blessed evening. We'll see you on the next one.
Good night, everybody.